Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of Bloodborne. Things will be handled slightly different for the next probably 2 episodes, counting this one, as I discovered shortly after recording, when I was going through and editing and whatnot, that my video files, for whatever reason, did not save right, and me, being the creative genius that I am, decided to not save the RAW file. Although I think RAW technically is a photo term, but you get my point. Like the file that's inside the audio program didn't save that, just saved the converted form, and it was 25 minutes of nothing. It was just beautiful, beautiful silence. Like that silence that you get when there's a heavy snow and it's early morning and the snow seems to envelop all sound. Yeah, it was like that, only not as pretty. So this is going to be a voiceover, hopefully, as we walk through my adventures, or probably more accurately put, my misadventures in Yharnam. So, we died at the end of the last episode, and then I respawned. And here we are. So my goal at this point, I believe, was really to get my souls back, one, and kind of look around, get a feel for the area, see where I was going, see if I could figure out what I wanted to do next. Repetitive fights, the dogs, the Farmer Johns, the Shooty McGees, just everybody, over and over again as we run through this. I'm also probably going to talk about the things I like about the game so far and the things that I dislike. I know it's kind of hard to build an opinion only after a couple hours of gameplay, but I will say this. It is much, much smoother, in my opinion, as far as combat flow, than my experience with the Dark Souls games. And I like that. I like the fact that I don't feel so blocky, I don't feel so heavy when I move, and I realized part of that too for Dark Souls, the Dark Souls series, was the controls. The controls were just clunky. Not nearly as bad as, say, Resident Evil 5, which was just sheer stupidity, but still not great. And bad controls, as we all know, can take what could have been a great game and turn it into an absolutely abysmal game, like Resident Evil 5. Now, I'm sure there's some of you out there who enjoyed the game. That's great. Good for you. But when a company tells me that they made the controls for a game harder just for the sake of scare factor or to increase the intensity, that tells me that they weren't creative enough in-game as far as visuals, music, and actual gameplay to make the game intense and scary, that they had to contort my controls and make me die easily as a way of making the game more scary. No. My wife has the same complaint about Silent Hill games and Clock Tower games where you run slower when you're scared. I'm sorry, but hundreds and hundreds, thousands of years have proven to us that when a person is scared, they typically run faster. It's called fight or flight. We don't slow down. We don't decide to walk when Pyramid Head is chasing us. That's not how this works. So I appreciate in this game the controls go well. There aren't some sort of stupid setup. Oh, and I also figured out within this section, to interrupt myself, what is it called? The attack. I think I do it right here. This. Nope, not that either. Okay, I'll figure it out sometime in this section, I believe. Is it the visceral attack? I finally figured out how to do that properly. That makes combat so much easier. Man, just when you're doing half their damage in a single blow, some of these guys aren't so tough. I still die a lot, so I can't say too much. But we do better, and that's what matters. If only life was like Bloodborne, where when you die, you just, get up. Wake up in the dream. The whole I live, I die, I live again. But, yeah, so I figured out how to get into the sewer, which was nice. Got a little nervous with all the crap that seems to be wanting to kill me. But I took my time, explored, built up some more blood echoes, which was great, even though at this point I still couldn't level up, so I wasn't sure what I was doing. But, hey, nothing like having extra blood echoes to in the bank, in the blood bank, the blood echo bank, for later, for the levels, and for the lulls. I think I was going to be crafty here and land on that platform, and I made it. Alright, sweet, go me. Alright, Jericho lands on the platform. 10 out of 10. So what was I saying? Right. bad controls. We don't like them. And this game handles so much more better than Bloodborne. Handles so much more better than Dark Souls. I felt like I was constantly fighting with the controls and the enemies in Dark Souls, and I often felt almost helpless at times. And I'm sure that's part of the point of the game, but just I don't like that clunky feel. And Bloodborne seems to do a better job of allowing me the freedom and the feeling of having that finesse, which is nice, especially when I'm wielding the pimp cane of death. It's nice to feel a little bit more finesse in my combat. This guy scared the crap out of me. I really am sad I lost the audio for that, because I'm pretty sure I screamed like a little girl when I'm sitting there looking at the other end of the corner. All of a sudden there's a spear in my back. But there seems to be a handful of those people everywhere in this game that I just tend to forget about or not know about, and I don't check all my corners. And nearly get myself killed. There's a visceral attack. I mean, it wasn't overly necessary considering the guy had like an eighth of his health, but it's good practice, right? So yeah, at this point, still wasn't sure how to level. I didn't end up figuring that out. I was excited about this gear. I mean, you can't go wrong with blood vials and quicksilver bullets, but when you find new armor, it's always nice. I think I ended up eventually overestimating the success I would find with this armor, but that's alright. You know, that's the glory of the game, is the ability to make mistakes and die and come back. You know, unlike, say, hardcore Diablo, where you make a mistake and die and that's it, and then you just cry. Shoutouts to Dodger, who just posted a video of her death in hardcore mode with stripping. It was tragic. I felt bad. We've all been there. Or, you know, when you're playing Diablo hardcore mode and you think you're playing with friends and they switch to PvP and kill you. Some of you know what I'm talking about. Not necessarily with Diablo 3, but the previous installments or iterations. I remember doing that too. You know, you go into a multiplayer area and you think you're great because you're like level 4 and you have no idea what you're doing in Diablo. You switch on your PvP and you attack this mage because, you know, all mages are weak and he just nukes you to Hades and back. It was good times. It was good. I enjoyed it as a child. Really developed a passion for video games at that point. Man, I'll tell you what, this time in the sewer was a long, long time. But it was worth it. I mean, I gathered quite a bit of blood echoes and the enhancement to the armor. The new armor was definitely a huge boon. But I think at this point it just wasn't overly exciting. I was actually more or less actively avoiding going back up top because I didn't feel like dealing with the lycanthrope on the bridge. Because I felt like I couldn't kill them, and so I didn't want to deal with it. To be honest, I didn't want to die. I didn't want to have to redo everything again, and so yeah, I kind of just skipped around. I think I thought I was stuck for a second here. I did. I was running around, thought maybe I couldn't get back up. Then I realized, oh no, wait, just, you know, smash the coffins. I'll figure it out in a second. I'm a smart boy. I'll get there. Oh, yeah, move the coffins. Boom! Coffins crushed. Keep going. That should be like a Halloween version of Candy Crush. Coffin Crush. I'm sure that would sell. Pretty sure I can make it myself and sell it. I'd like to be stealing. Right? Right. Because we can do that today with apps. Angry Birds, let's just crash the castle. This will do really well. I don't know what to talk about here, to be honest, ladies and gentlemen, because, I mean, you've seen me die so many times already. We've gotten to this point on a couple of occasions, and we've been here. Nothing new under the sun. Hail the sun. No, excuse me, praise the sun? Hail the sun. Praise the sun. I think it's praise the sun. Hey, look, I'm pissed off. Good times. There's Jericho not getting his stun shots. Dash dancing. Yeah, I didn't like. I was really struggling with the idea of trying to get one of them back. Yeah, that's a wall. And then look, here we are. We're dead. So then we're back standing here. Now this is clipped, I believe, from what was supposed to be the next episode. But I brought it in because I didn't feel like talking for 25 minutes at a time about multiple deaths that I faced. So instead I kind of spat as to what I thought was necessary. At this point, I don't know about going back and oh no, see, I already got my echoes back. In fact, at this point, I had earned even more. I'm sitting at about 8,000. Over 8,000 levels at this point, which again, when you can't level, and I didn't know how to level, was becoming increasingly frustrating, because it's like walking through New York with a pocket full of cash, and everybody knows how much you have. Not that New York is full of bad people, but I mean, you know, no one wants to be in a major city with tons and tons of cash in their pocket. I've never been to New York, so honestly, I'm not totally sure. Although I have been to London, Heathrow, Lisbon, and all of those times, I definitely did not take lots of cash with me, and I definitely hid my wallet. Not that I don't trust Portuguese people or British people, but I just don't trust people, especially with my money. Shoutouts to London. It was a great place. I liked it. That was a great time. This looks kind of, well, a little blurry. It might be because I sped it up. If that looked bad in the video, I do apologize. So yeah, my strategy here was to see if I could pull one of them down and fight it and then go back up and fight the other one. That way I didn't have to deal with both at the same time. Clearly it didn't work because Lycan Bro and Lycan Bro 2 showed up. So I decided to leave them down there and make a run for it. See what I could find. And I think when I died last time, when I parkoured off that wall, I was actually aiming to come down this stairwell because I saw it. And I did not like this room. I know. I can't do it. I don't like walking like that guy. Pops out of nowhere. Yeah, I don't like it. I like to be able to see a little bit where I'm going. That's why I hate when you start a game and it's like, you know, adjust brightness. Adjust until this is no longer visible. Well, what if I want that to be visible? What if I want to be able to see? What if I like knowing where I'm going? It only seems fair that if I'm playing the game, I get to choose. But yet, for some reason, I always decide, alright, I'll make it so I can't see it. Then you can't see the people you're fighting. I know it also helps the contrast and make the game proper. Alright, I did feel bad for killing Zombie Xavier here. And to be honest, he died several times. Granted, so did I, so it wasn't as much of a big deal. But Zombie Xavier, I apologize. You're a special school for the undead and gifted. On the topic, X-Men Apocalypse. Ladies and gentlemen, X-Men Apocalypse. Get hyped. Hype for X-Men Apocalypse. It's going to be fantastic. Although, I do want to point out that the Deadpool trailer, Colossus looks better in the Deadpool movie than he does in the X-Men movies. That bums me out, because Colossus is a great character, and they should have done him right from the start, but they didn't. And that makes me sad. Another character who didn't get enough respect in the X-Men movies, Jubilee. Did you know she was actually in the first X-Men movie, but they pulled her out? And even her appearance in the first one was just like a cameo. What? She's like one of the best X-Men, and they just nothing, absolutely nothing. I don't like that, man. Gambit. We're not gonna talk about Gambit. We're not gonna talk about Wolverine Origins. We're not gonna talk about it. Never mind. Alright, so yeah, at this point I decided to explore the bridge, see what was going on, what's the haps. I'm still, at this point I kept creating Quicksilver bullets out of blood, because I was trying to scale up in my item list, and not realizing I could only go down. The Brick Ogre, got my visceral attack, killed him, felt like a boss. You know, doing boss things. These crows, they weird me out. The way they lay on the ground is just awkward, man. I don't like it. So yeah, go across the bridge, do work, get wrecked. Because at this point, I didn't actually know that the Cleric Beast would spawn here. I thought that, like most other Souls games, I had to walk into the room through something. You know, like that right there. But no, he spawns, and then the door appears. I was not at this point ready or willing to fight the Cleric Beast, but also wasn't given a choice. And you can imagine how that goes for me. If you're thinking not well, you'd be correct. But I also, I don't appreciate your lack of confidence in me. You don't know I could have beat the Cleric Beast in my first try. I mean, you've seen my skills in this game. You know what I'm capable of. But no, I didn't. You're right. I I was struggling with staying locked on and trying to dodge. I don't like the quick sidestep. Yeah, it's useful, but it's not my favorite. Also, Captain Jumpy Pants here, just all over the place, and I did not know how to deal with it. I was not prepared. Again, this is a blind playthrough, so I didn't know his attack patterns. I didn't know what he'd be like. I didn't know he'd have that much health. I didn't realize that. I should have realized that From Software would do this to me, but I didn't think about it. I thought, oh, maybe like a baby boss, like a half boss, like something to introduce you to boss fights. No, they went full on cleric beast. Now I realize I'm not foolish enough to think that this is a hard boss compared to other bosses in the game. I get that. My point still stands though. And I did realize afterwards that when he gets all shrouded in the bloody mist stuff, he's healing something, most likely limbs, or possibly his face that I kept shooting. I felt like shooting the face wasn't as effective, but I think I noticed later on that he did actually drop for a couple of seconds and allowed me to attack. So I kind of remember these things after my death. I mean, you know, if I die. I didn't like this. I didn't like this this body slam thing. I didn't appreciate it. He didn't ask to pick me up. I don't like being manhandled, but yet here we are. And near the end, when I was running, I had a decent amount of blood vials, but I think at the end I just started spamming them. I was too afraid to die. I got panicky. I mean, I think I got him. You know, what is that? 25% ish, maybe. And stamina, man. I realized too, stamina is key here. Especially for someone like me who likes to dodge in and out of combat, who likes to jump around but also swing. It sucks when you dodge 4 or 5 blows and all of a sudden you don't have the stamina to perform multiple hits. So then you gotta stand there like a Derposaurus Rex waiting to get some stamina so you can take a swing. And it was just, it was not what I needed, not what I wanted, and it eventually definitely cost me, as you'll see in a minute or so. So that's really all for now. I do apologize, the rambling, this isn't scripted, this is just a quick voiceover to explain the situation and what we're doing as far as the game. So I guess just sit back and enjoy the ride as I die yet again. This has been Jericho Gaming, and remember, just keep gaming.